What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Florence, and I am here along with Ms. Livingston to give you kind of an overview of eighth grade English language arts. So let's go. First off, this presentation is the same one that I shared with the students. We began with talking about how to get along with each other. In order for this class to function, it's very important that the teacher can control the class, and these rules help so we can do that. So students are required to basically listen, do your work, do not talk when the teacher's talking, and use common sense and be prepared. If they do these things, we will get along just fine. Next is the discipline policy. The discipline policy generally works pretty well because we keep you involved. Usually we can speak to students with a verbal warning and things are okay. If not, we talk to them outside and kind of de-escalate the situation or really try to bring things under control there. If that does not work, we get you involved. And after that, things can go any number of ways. But by this time, the student have decided they don't want to listen to anyone. So therefore, different things can happen there. But generally, discipline is not a problem. I keep you informed. Ms. Livingston will definitely let you know what's going on if things get to the point where they're becoming a distraction. We also want to mention the phone policy. If student ever needs to use the phone, all they need to do is ask, and we will allow them to step outside and use it. So there's no time when a student should sneak and use it because all they have to do is ask. If they sneak and use it, then it becomes a problem, and we need to get you involved. Generally, we have a pretty open phone policy. So there are moments in class where students can use their phone, and it's no problem. The key expectation is that they just do not make it a distraction. So that's what we hold them accountable for. In-class intervention. So each week, students are presented information in various settings. So it's very important for you to understand that throughout the class day, students are presented information in a whole group setting, a small group setting, or individually. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that students have plenty of opportunities to get their questions answered or to get help within various settings. So even if they don't want to ask in front of the class, they can ask in a small group. If that does not work, there are moments when we can meet individually in order to get the question answered. And you will see some of this when Ms. Livingston gives you a tour of Google Classroom. But it's very important to understand that there are many opportunities throughout the week for your child to get help on whatever it is in English that they need help with in various settings. Homework policy. Students always should be reading. They should be reading every night. Students will have homework according to how much work they have completed in class. And the main focus here is that students must meet timelines. Students must meet timelines. Late work is not accepted. So in eighth grade English, we do not accept late work. So when a timeline is given, the student needs to make sure that they meet the timeline. Now, in order to do this, sometimes this will require that they have homework to complete it. Other times they can finish things in class, but it's important that they have a schedule. It's important that they're organized. It's important that they complete the assignments in a timely manner so that they can meet timelines. So whatever they need to do that. Some students will finish a good deal of it because they're focused in class and they'll finish a lot of it in class. Others, maybe not so much, so they have to do more at home. But with this in mind, that's what controls the homework. And then secondly, students should be reading every night. Students should be reading every night, either what we assign them or independently. Here's the grading scale for the class. Most of the grade is based upon assignments that we receive, and class work plays a great deal. We will have a midterm in December, and we will have a final at the end of the year, which account for a good chunk of their grade. And also, it is very important that they are participating, that they are actively involved in the class, and they are prepared by having their readings and being ready for discussions and having their assignments together so that they can successfully participate in whatever it is that we're doing. But here's the grading scale. Now, in order to keep up with things, and this can also be a great aid to you, is be sure to look at their weekly agenda and their assignment checklist. Ms. Livingston is going to go over this with you in the tour of Google Classroom, but the weekly agenda and checklist is the way to keep up with the class and what should be done and when it's due and things of that sort. So she's going to give you a tour of that later. Okay, here's probably the most important slide, and that is communication. For one, you will receive a progress report from the school every 6 weeks. Or if you say you want one from me or Ms. Livingston, and you send us something, we can send you one sooner if necessary. But Parent Square is the best way to get in touch with us. Parent Square allows us to message each other immediately, or there can be messages left in order for myself or for you to respond to later on. So Parent Square is vital in making sure that we are in constant communication about your child is doing. You cannot bother us by being concerned about your child. So please reach out on Parent Square whenever you can, and we will answer as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So please know that you have immediate access to us and constant access in order for you to keep up with how your child is doing. And we will use it as well to inform you of assignments and inform you of kind of what is going on in class. So please participate in our Parent Square and stay active there. And when we send you something, please respond to it. You can just like it, or you can, make a comment if you need to, but please let us know that you have received it. Okay. We also have our email addresses down there in case you want to use email. However, Parent Square is probably the quickest and most effective way. All right. So that is kind of the main information we want to give you to start the year. As the year goes on, I'm sure we will understand each other better. Just know that there's no situation that we cannot work out through us discussing it and us kind of figuring out the best way that we need to structure this class and structure things for your child to be successful. So please know that we care about your input, and we will do what we can to make this a successful 8th grade year and get them on off to high school. All right, with that said, Ms. Livingston is going to give you a tour of Google Classroom in the next presentation. But other than that, I am out. Peace, baby, baby.